This
director in a company.
conference will now be recorded.
Okay, it's being recorded. So my name is there. I'm a senior director in a company called.
So sorry. Again, the camera got on. Anish. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I want to learn fashion more. Like I'm pretty hands-on, so I want to learn more. Uh, as a consultant, and then I'll be teaching it to the within my company. Okay, so that is what the expectation is. And if it goes, I mean, if it's I mean, that's why I want to learn fashion inside out. So from that perspective, just if have your demo and give me a uh, training plan or development plan, however you put it.
Yeah, yeah. What is your background in SAP?
I'm an experienced SAP consultant. I have worked but largely I have worked in planning side in APO and IBP, and though in PPPPDS also I have worked.
Yeah, so first and foremost, this fashion training doesn't cover anything in the production planning.
Okay.
Okay, so
Hmm.
this is only about fashion MM and SD part. It doesn't include the production planning at all.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll be looking into some of the scenarios where fashion has impact in materials management area and then sales and distribution area. So if you
Okay.
have background in these two areas, then obviously you can relate, but it doesn't cover anything with respect to production planning or APO, whatever you said.
Though,
Okay.
okay, actually, I was certified in MM, and I know MM, particularly the inventory management part. I have done it. Uh, the MMFI integration also I know, and SD basic stuff I know because I have worked in APO GATP as well. Okay, so with this in mind, maybe I mean if I need to learn MM and SD for fashion, I will learn that. But actually, since fashion is a new area and we are trying to gain expertise in this, so from that perspective, I am trying to learn fashion.
Yeah, so it is up to you if you want to get more insights in standard MM and SD. That's up to you, but
Hmm.
that is not covered in this course content.
Hmm.
Standard MM SD is not there, so it is part of MM and SD where fashion has an impact. That's all it covers. Okay,
Okay.
and there is no PP at all. I repeat because
No, you told
there
me
is
that already.
sometimes
We
yeah
can skip that.
misconception that
Yeah, fine. No, you already told me that. Yeah, are you sharing your screen? I can't see anything. Rajesh has dropped out, is it? Is it? Navin? Hello? Navin? Hello, Navin? Hello? Navin, Rajesh seems to have dropped off the call.
I'm checking. I'm checking.
Huh?
100, I'm checking. Okay.
Hello, Rajesh, you are back. Can you hear me?
yeah I lost the connection. So
Okay. So you
uh,
are located in India or the United States?
no, I am in India.
Hello?
Yeah, I am in India only.
Oh, okay, fine, fine. So where do you work? Like which company?
So you are in, these things I cannot obviously tell you where I work and what I do. That's something I cannot tell.
Okay.
Okay, so let me share my screen and show you some of the basics in the
Hmm.
fashion part in MMNSD. So let me log into the system. I have a PowerPoint presentation, but I don't know how much it will be useful because you are pretty much experienced in different
Yes,
areas in SAP. So
yes.
it is better to go into the system directly and give you some overview.
Yes, yes, that would be much better. I have access to S4 HANA, but in S4 HANA, is there a fashion module, or if it is there, like, I mean, is there some add-in or plugin that we need to have? Like, how is it?
There is no add-in or plug-in. It is pretty much plug and play for all the industries in S4. Now there are some
Hmm.
business function sets you might have to activate, but
Hmm.
in all the new releases, most of those will be pre-activated. But still, there might be one or two you probably have to activate. But there is no plugin sort of thing that you need to install.
Oh,
So
okay,
it
okay.
is
No, no,
pretty much all
no,
pre-activated.
that's fine. I hear you. I hear you. I'm asking you because for some modules like like PPDS, if you have to activate in S4 HANA, you need some add-ons also. So from that perspective, I was asking you. Fine if it is not needed. And as if I enroll in the course, when you take the course, I mean, as you give the sessions, would you give me config guides related to the session so that I can do the exercises on my own?
Yes, yes, definitely.
Okay,
Config,
okay, fine.
config.
And you
Yeah,
provide
definitely.
system access also, right? I think this is
Yeah.
directed more towards Naveen. I think you have system access also.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Okay,
Otherwise, what
fine.
is the point? Yeah.
No,
Yeah, yeah, we'll provide the system access also. Yes.
no, Rajesh. Why I am asking is because sometimes consultants take IBP training also, right? So IBP is cloud based, so there you cannot give system access. So there the trainees have to arrange system access from some company or some friends. So that's why I am asking.
Yeah, yeah, we'll provide it. Okay, don't worry.
So,
For this
Okay,
training,
no
we'll
worries,
provide
no
it.
worries.
You
Uh,
can share it.
yeah. Okay, now few basic things before we go into the insights of fashion relevant topics. So the first thing is the master data. So master data will be quite different from the master data that you know in MMSD or APO. So there you have
yeah,
material creation.
actually the screen is really small. Is there any way you can zoom the screen, the where you are sharing the system? That is like really small. So
Anir, you need to like at the top you can see everyone, right? Click on hide everyone. You will be able to see the bigger screen.
okay, okay. I'll do that right now. Yes, now it is a little bigger. Yeah, now I can more or less make out.
Yeah. So the material creation in S4 fashion, meaning if you want to use fashion part of S4, then you have to go by the material creation in MM41, not in MM01. Now
Okay.
that makes the master data a bit different from what you already are aware
Hmm.
in terms of SDMM or PP. Now, this master data is common between two industries, retail and fashion. Now, there is nothing specific to retail, nothing specific to fashion. For some reason, SAP has merged the material for these two
Hmm.
industries into one. So, if you are using fashion, then many of the fields you will not require. Only
Hmm.
a few fields you will require for the fashion. And uh, this particular technical architecture of material in MM41
Hmm.
has its baseline from MM01, meaning technically both are same because the backend tables are same. You will get same Mara, Mercy, MBK, all those details you will get, and
Hmm.
then there will be some fashion specific add-ons. Okay,
Hmm.
so you can treat this as a material with some fashion specific add-ons. The field level still says material, but it is a material which is exclusively used for the fashion industry. Okay, like
Hmm.
there are some exclusive fields in basic data 2, logistics DC2, and so on. Okay.
Hmm.
So this is one important point in master
So
data
you have,
for fashion.
so I'm sorry to interrupt you, but this logistics store, I mean, this is like
Not
that
required. Not
retail.
required for fashion. Yeah,
Oh,
it
not
is for
required,
retail.
is it? Okay. So no, I
Yeah,
have
not
one query because I know I actually just looked up a course in Udemy on retail. It has got those site stores, etc. So does fashion also have that kind of org structure in distribution?
no fashion. No, fashion doesn't have any store concept as such. Fashion have
Okay,
only the plant, manufacturing plant, which will be treated as a DC. So for fashion, it is only
okay,
DC. And
okay.
then if you want to use that DC as manufacturing operations, then there is a checkbox that you have to enable that the configuration to use it
Yeah,
for the purpose of manufacturing part. So by and large, in fashion, you will find only DC. Okay, and
yeah.
then the logistic store view here will not be used at all. Okay,
Hmm, hmm, hmm,
so that's how you have to maintain. So as I said, that you cannot decouple fashion from retail in terms of master data. So it is uh, kind of merged into one master data by SAP themselves. So you have
hmm,
to make sure that the views which are not relevant will not
hmm,
be used. For example, logistics store listing. If this is not relevant for fashion, you might not use it at all. Even POS. And then there are many other fields that are also not necessary, but I mean, view wise, you cannot just ignore them. For example, in logistics DC1, DC2 view, there are few fields which are valid for retail as well, but retail and fashion both. So you cannot completely do away with that particular view. So what you have to do is you have to uh, use that view and maintain it only for the fashion relevant parameters. As simple
hmm,
as that. So that is how it will be used. Okay. Now,
hmm.
uh, another important part of fashion is the plant. So the plant creation concept in fashion would be again merged with retail, and it is created as a part of master data. So there is a configuration involved in the backend, but it is mostly a one-time configuration, meaning you create a DC from the scratch, and then you can reference that DC to copy all the relevant details to any new DC that gets subsequently created, and that applies for both the front end data and the config data. There is something called copy rule in the configuration for plant creation, which will ensure that the backend config tables will also get copied. Okay.
Hmm,
So all the DCs will be created here, not in SPRO path. So this is
hmm,
one again important point to note for fashion. And in fashion, it is only DC. Store concept is not used in fashion at all.
hmm.
Okay. So master data is divided into two sections. One is the fashion material, which is created in MM41, and then it is created for the plant retail plants in WB01. Okay,
Okay.
so if we look into any existing DCs, if we look into
Oh,
any existing
yeah.
DC,
I mean, Rajesh, sorry to interrupt you again, but this retail and fashion, I can see you are doing it for transaction code, but as in drop down, these are not there, right? I mean, in if you go to SAP Enjoy screen, then
yes, yes, it is there. It will be there.
it is there.
Yeah, definitely. How otherwise, how can I access this transaction code? It is
No, no,
there.
transaction code you can, but is in drop down menu? Yeah, yeah. There, where is
We
it?
want to see from
Logistics.
one sec.
Yeah. Quick mention to.
So we want to create the article. We have to create it here.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, okay, fine, fine. No, no
Okay.
worries.
Okay. So this is the existing DC. Now the backend control for DC is this profile. So this profile has the config control, which
Mm,
has the end-to-end impact points on the overall creation of the DC. So R101 is one such DC, and one important point to note here is for the DCs will also be created as a customer and vendor by default. Although this is not something which is required for fashion, but
mhm,
as I said, we cannot decouple fashion from retail. So this particular creation of DC customer and DC vendor, which is something needed in retail, will come along whether you want it or not. You cannot stop it because this is a mandate from the technical compliance point of view. Okay,
mhm.
so this is one thing I wanted to show you, and then in fashion, of course, Naveen will share the detailed course content with you. Some of the key highlights that we are going to see. First and foremost, seasonality. Seasonality is extremely important in fashion because the business wants to see the procurement and sales per season. Okay, so what
Mhm.
has been the sales, what has been the procurement per season that business wants to see, and that you need to define in the season workbench. Let us see. So this is a season workbench where you need to define each of the calendar years and then
Mhm.
the season under it. For example, in 2024, you will see few seasons already defined. Okay. So
Okay.
similarly, uh, for 2025 also you have to define, and then you have to maintain the configuration for the determination of season in the relevant documents like in purchase order or sales order. And then what will happen is whenever you create a particular uh, document type in PO or SO, season will be determined in the line item. So in the line item level, you open a PO, existing PO, maybe I can show you how it gets determined. So at the line item level, in the retail tab, the season will get determined. So it is not there currently because it is a stock transport order. But if I look into any of
Standard
the
PO.
uh, standard PO, maybe I can find something from.
Fashion, yeah, Rajesh. Sorry to ask an uninvited question. Now there is in I think AFS earlier AFS was there. Now I think it would be in fashion. There is something called greed. So can you share like what is greed?
Yeah, grid concept has been completely changed in S4 fashion. So grid
Okay,
was something which was used uh, for denoting the different attributes that a product has in fashion. For example, if a product in fashion has attributes like colors and sizes, that was represented by material grid in AFS. Now the
okay,
same concept in S4 is done through something called generic variant art. So I will show you one example.
yeah, sure.
This one. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong place. That item. If you- So all the purchase order line items. So there is nothing for 2024. Is it? Hmm. Probably there is no PO where we have this. season determined. Maybe the configuration is not on in the system as of now. I was expecting something here. Something. Anyway, fine. So this season you have to define here, and then for season you can have collections and themes as well. Although both are optional. So
Hmm.
one particular calendar year can be having 2 to 3 different seasons, and then every season can have further subdivisions like collections and themes. So these are typical fashion terminology. Like collections could be your winter collection, and theme could be your party wear.
Hmm.
Okay, something like
Hmm.
that. And then for each combination of season year, collection, theme, you have to determine the criteria, as in how and for which vendor, if at all, you want to determine the season. Like here, the season determination is for a particular combination of purchasor and supplier, and all the purchase orders which are having this delivery date range and order date will be determined for season.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now, then
Yeah.
what you have to
Rajesh,
do is,
sorry,
hmm,
I have one more query. Because what you have said, this is
hmm,
extremely important because season is how designers normally come up, right, with summer season, winter season. But now you would of course know it better than me. The season, I think that has changed a lot. Like in this day and age of uh, I mean, companies like Zudio, which does fast fashion. So you can give, for example, I mean, every month they might come up with a new collection. So is there a
hmm,
restriction in SAP? Like, can I give just 4 seasons, or like I can give as many seasons
no,
as I want?
you can. But if what I understood is you are talking about collection. So this collection, one for one season, which spans for 4 months, you can have multiple collections, like 10 of them spanning for 2 weeks. That you
Okay,
can
okay,
definitely do.
okay.
So this
Hmm.
is collection one. Then in the same season, there can be collection two, three, four, five, and
Hmm.
then those different collections can have different validity periods, and all
Oh,
those
okay.
validity periods will be compressed under the season validity period.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So it's kind of a hierarchy within season. I'll have collections. I can have as many collections as I want,
Yes,
but within
yes,
that season. Okay, okay, okay. Great.
yeah,
Like we have
and
product
then
family, we have season family, right? Within season, there would be collections.
yes,
Yeah.
and then in the particular application relevant area, you have to activate the season determination. Like in the purchase order case, you have
Mm,
to maintain purchase document types for fashion management. So in this section, uh, okay, it's not visible. It's not visible, is it? So there is a configuration. I think something is missing here. This particular total config node is not available. Let me try in a different system.
mm.
Maybe I can show you. Yeah. So here, uh, here, maintain purchasing document type for purchasing area. So in here, you have to enable the season management, something like this. Initially, it will be set as no season processing. So you have to determine it at the item level and then press enter. And then you have to enable the season determination log, and you have to also enable that what happens if season cannot be determined. Okay. So
Hmm.
number one, you are fine with it. Nothing happens. Then you can make a hard stop by error, and then there are warning. And then you can also put it as an information that season could be determined for line item 2 or slide item 3, something like that. So depending on what we want, we can specify the message type or the reaction from the system, and the usual option is warning.
Oh,
So this is
so
the
this error
process.
message is like if the user gives the wrong season, right?
No,
If in
no,
the
no, no.
winter,
If no. If season could not be determined at all.
oh, okay, okay,
So
okay. Oh,
from
so use
yes,
okay. So if the product he is not able to give any season, then uh, oh, I can make basically I'm making season mandatory, right?
exactly. Not
Okay.
mandatory as in see, business will need season. Now for that you have enabled the season management, and then you have also done the necessary configuration for season management. Now the question is, if for whatever reason season for a particular item cannot be determined in the queue, then what you want to do, or rather what you want the system to do, whether it throws out an error for that item, whether
Yeah.
it gives a warning or information, or you just want uh, nothing from the system point of view. Okay, so these are the options that you have got, meaning you can put a hard stop if season is something which business mandatorily wants, and then you can set it as E, which means an
Hmm.
error message will be triggered if season could not be
Hmm.
determined for a particular item. Okay, so this is the configuration you have to do for the enabling season,
Hmm.
and you have to make a note of this purchase org and purchase group, and in a similar manner you have to put the purchase org and purchase group here. So whatever determination criteria you have given in the config, the same will be put in here. And
Hmm.
then in the master data, meaning in the product master, let's take any article which is already existing, anything. Uh, Maybe I can refer to something from the table. Okay, give me a second. Mm, And in Mara, we can find at least some of the data which was created earlier. Let
Hmm.
me find by my ID created by S4HANA user 3. And then you can see some of these. Maybe let's take 46. And go to 46. Basic data to view, that is where we assign the season. That is where we assign the season. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So,
Oh, in basic data view itself, we assign the season, is it? Or
ah,
okay,
yes,
okay.
yes, in basic data
Oh, okay,
to
okay.
view.
I mean,
So there
basic
are
data.
different views, and
No,
there are
no, sorry.
different views.
No, no. So sorry, sorry. I'm asking because normally if some new innovation comes, then above the basic data there is that additional data. Normally there you have to, but here it is like in basic data itself you have that provision, right?
So yeah, these are standard data fields basically. These are standard data
Oh, okay,
fields.
okay,
So
okay.
you do not have to make anything custom. The additional views or whatever is there, you do not have to do at all.
Oh,
Okay.
so in MM41, sorry, MM41
Mm.
only, right? You said so there. If I
Y-
go, I in the basic data itself, I'll get that field. Correct.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, okay.
You will
Hmm.
get that.
Hmm. Okay.
You will get that. Meaning, if I go here, let's take something right away and show you when I am creating. This will be available. Okay. So. And it doesn't exist. Okay, so here, okay, so let us put these details here and proceed. Let's put classification. Mm, Here, so here we can assign the season here in the basic data word. Okay, so you can see, right?
Mm.
So this is where we can enter the details for the product and the season.
Where is the season? I probably missed the season thing.
Oh, you missed it, is it?
Yeah, maybe
In the
here it's
basic data too, if you scroll down, then you
okay.
will find this.
I see the segment. Oh, here segment season year, season, condition. Uh,
Hmm.
oh,
Okay.
collection. Okay, collection and theme. Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Oh, so collection and theme is really giving me all these flexibilities, right? I can
Yeah,
have
exactly.
like
Exactly.
I can have 12 collection, and within each collection I can have like five themes also, right?
Yeah,
That's what I think.
exactly.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay.
And then you can also, okay. So the material grid, let me show you the
Mm,
material grid concept since you asked about it.
mm.
Demo session we cannot cover a lot, but let me cover this important concept of material grid. So
Material what?
grid,
Great. Okay.
yes. So the equivalent of material grid in SAP S4HANA is generic article. Now generic article is a dummy article and that represents a product, and that product is not a real product, it's a dummy product, and its only purpose is to create the variants, which are basically the combinations of the different variants,
Okay.
different attributes. So let's take the example which I cited few minutes back. There is a product called shard, and the product is available in different colors and sizes. Let's say 4 colors and 4 sizes. So there will be the attribute set as colors and sizes in characteristics, and then we will create a generic material in the foreground, and then automatically the variants or the product combinations in terms of color and sizes will be created in the background, and that is called generic variant article. Okay. So let us see
Mm.
how this is created. Now this is where
Okay.
we
That's great.
create these items. So let's say this is the color characteristics I am creating, which is attribute 1. Okay,
Mm.
so let us create this and let us put it here. So in the values I will put the different colors. Let's take 2 of them currently. Just there are 2 colors, and then let's take 2 sizes as well. Small and medium. And then we'll create a class of class type 300. and then we will assign the characteristics to it. Now create an article with that same color and character. The moment you press enter, in the right hand side, you will get the placeholder for color, the configuration class type, which is always 300, and the class that we created. And inside the class, we have assigned the characteristics, which are the attributes, meaning color and size. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if we create the material, this is the generic material which we are creating in the foreground, and then in the background, the different color and size combinations will be created. So let
Okay.
us see. So select this combination. So when you
Okay.
are checking it, then it means that you are going to create the product from as per the combination of that particular size and color. So in this case, we are opting for small, medium for blue color as well as black color, meaning
Okay.
4 products will be created in the background automatically. Let's put it as chart.
Mm.
So we get a message at the bottom saying that generic article will be created along with along with its variant. So if you go to the change or display of the generic article,
Or I can give fart or as in the finished goods also.
finished goods, yeah, I mean, you can, whatever material type you want, you can.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But again, if you are using finished goods raw material, then it will be triggered from the production plan,
It will be.
part of your production plan.
Oh. Okay. Okay. I see. I understand. Okay.
Yeah, so if you have a full-fledged manufacturing part in fashion,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
then there is a lot of process that needs to happen before a product will be created. So there are specific parts in the fashion production planning which needs to have all your raw materials considered and then create a finished product. So the regular cycle of production planning will have
Mm-hmm.
fashion specific impact and then it will create the finished product. Now in here, what I am showing you is the finished product
Mm-hmm.
being available, and then I am maintaining the different relevant parameters for MM and SD specific processes, and then showing you how that will influence your MM and SD.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the product which got created automatically in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can see that there are 4 products automatically created in the background as per the combinations that we have selected. So we selected small, medium, blue, and then small, medium, black. So in the foreground, we created only one article, 3463, which is a generic article. And in the background, it is a variant which got created automatically. and these
Oh, okay.
variants are these combinations. So this is the material grid concept in S4HANA.
Okay.
Okay, now if you go to any of these variants, you will find the description of the variant as the color and size combination plus the
Okay.
description of the generic. Okay, and then for the transactional purpose, you are also always going to use a variant, not the generic.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
Okay, so this is how the material grid will show up in S4. So it is nothing but the generic variant article combination.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Now, these are some of the points that I wanted to highlight in the demo session. In the demo session, we cannot cover a lot. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. No. No. I
so,
understand. I'm happy with. I'm happy
okay,
with what I have seen so far. So now the point is about the logistics. Okay. No, you seem to have a good grip on the subject. I understand that. Now, about the logistics, in the sense, I have only Saturday and Sunday to dedicate to this training. Is that okay with you?
yeah, Saturday, Sunday, we can do for 1 hour. Yes, we can.
1 hour. Okay. So, and Saturday, I mean, what are the time? What time you think you would be okay?
Uh, I mean, we can do in the evening time if you are fine, like 8 p.m. or 8:30 p.m.
Can you do morning, like around or around this time, like 11 to 12?
In general, I can, but if I have some plans, then it will be missed.
No, that's okay. I mean, if you have some plans, you may change.
That is the
I mean, we
reason
can.
because in the evening 8 p.m. 8:30 p.m. I am always available even in the weekend unless I am out of station. But morning sometimes there are plans in the weekend, so that is the reason I always I mean
No,
want it to be in the evening side if possible. Otherwise, I mean there are I mean possibilities of sessions being missed.
hmm.
So that is the
Okay.
reason.
Oh, no, no. Okay, that is okay. So Saturday, but no. My challenge is that today I'm in Bangalore. My home is in Bangalore. I stay with my mother here. But the
Hmm.
problem is my office location is in Chennai. Okay, so
Oh,
Sunday evening, I take the Vande Bharat train and then reach
okay.
Chennai. So that is why I'm asking if mornings are okay. Saturday, no problem. Anytime is fine. Hmm.
Okay, so you are okay only in the morning time,
Sunday,
weekend.
yeah, Sunday it is morning. Saturday, of course, 8 p.m. is quite fine with me. Okay.
Mm. Okay, we can do it both in the morning because Saturday evening and Sunday morning becomes kind of back to back.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
so
correct.
yeah, so let us do it in the morning. So if some sessions gets missed, I mean not on a regular basis, but there is
Yeah, yeah. No,
possibility.
no, I understand you. You are a
Yeah,
working
there is
professional.
a
So sometimes if an
yeah, yeah.
escalation comes, you cannot help it. So that is okay. That is
You
okay
know,
with me.
even yeah,
We
some
all we
personal
all
plans
have
can
like
also
I
be there. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We all have like if there is some emergency or illness, something obviously that takes priority. That is
Yeah,
fine
or
with me.
vacation. Yeah, or
Yeah.
vacation. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
fine. So we can schedule it in the morning time then. Saturday,
Okay.
Sunday. 11 is fine. Or 12,
Yes,
that is
yes.
also fine.
Around this time is
11 or
perfectly
12.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll
Yeah.
discuss with him,
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Rajesh.
Naveen. Yeah.
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 Okay. Sorry, you are Rajesh. I meant
Yeah.
Naveen.
Rajesh.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rajesh. Okay.
Yeah. No
Thanks for
problem.
your
Yeah.
time. Yeah, I'm pleased with your. You seem to have a strong grip on the subject.
Yeah. Yeah. I am working in this domain for last 14 years. 14 plus
Oh,
years. Yeah.
okay.
So,
That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay then.
Thanks.
Yeah. Fine. AFS and S4 fashion. So a lot of things has changed. I mean, since you do not have any background of AFS, there is no point in doing a end-to-end
I
comparison. So
have
let
AFS
us.
experience also past before moving to, but not in
Oh,
depth. I was in some kind of a migration projects, and or
Okay, fine.
yeah, article master, grid creation, all these things I was part of.
Yeah, so
Mm,
grid. So talking about grid, this is where, let me share my screen. I will quickly, I mean, you have the course content with you, right?
Uh,
Or has it
I
not been
had
shared?
it has been shared
Uh,
few weeks back, but if you can share that also, would be great.
no, I have a PowerPoint. That exact course content, of course, I will be covered. Now, the reason I was asking is I cannot cover everything in a demo session. So the
Hmm.
point was everything in that course content will be covered. So that is the reason I referred to that course content that's prepared by me only. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through some of the key concepts of S4 fashion.
Hmm.
Okay. So everything in the course content I cannot provide in a demo session, of course. So that's quite difficult. Even if I want, I cannot in a short period of time. So let me log into the system. We'll be looking into the fashion part in S4 2023. Okay, so the grid concept has been changed totally in S4 fashion, and that is known as the generic variant article. Now, since you are conversant with the retail part, I believe you know what is generic, what is variant.
Exactly. Hmm.
Exactly. So, the material grid concept in S4, sorry, in AFS is now known as generic variant in S4 world. Meaning, when you have a unified environment of retail and fashion both, then the generic article concept will hold good equally for retail for its usual purpose, and in addition, it will serve the purpose of material grid in AFS.
Hmm.
Okay. So that part there is no need to explain. Now, what is significant in fashion is segmentation. Okay, so this is something which you might have heard about, something like coverage structure and coverage strategy. The terminology in AFS used to exist in that way. Now in S4 world, we are going to call it as segmentation strategy and segmentation structure. So what is segmentation? So segmentation, it's a very big thing, basically. So I will try to put it in a very simple layman's language. It is an additional qualifier for the stock. It is an additional attribute to the stock. And why we need this attribute? We need this attribute to build a relationship between the supply and demand. So there is a requirement, and then you have to fulfill that requirement. So depending on various criteria which is unique for the organization, it will try to build a relationship between your supply and demand in the organization. Example, let's say you have segments for segments directly linked to your distribution channel. So let's say you have a segment for retail, you have a segment for wholesale, you have a segment for e-com, and then what you can specify via a rule that the the demands for retail are only fulfilled by the stock for the retail, which is there for the retail. The demands which are for wholesale are only fulfilled from the stock from wholesale, and so on. So this is just one of the examples. Then there is another very common example where you can use segmentation in a different way. Like in addition to what I said, is like defining a default rule for the quality of the stock and the country of origin of the customer. So let's say you have countries and then there are customers situated in different countries, and the production planning is having, or whenever you are procuring, it may not be the production planning always. There will be different qualities of the same stock. Now, depending on the country of origin of the particular customer, it has been decided or it has been defaulted in the system a particular quality of the stock whenever you are creating any demand like sales order. Okay, so this is a very key concept of fashion. Now let me try to explain you something
Hmm.
in that line. So let's say we have a segmentation like stock quality. This is one of the attributes. So this is one of the attribute. Yeah, it's not existing here, is it? There is something which I created here. SGTC. So that there are a couple of transactions through which you can create the segmentation. Now, in the AFS world, in the AFS world, the same thing was known as coverage structure and coverage strategy, and it was a part of the config. Now it's not anymore. It's a transactional activity. So you define your segmentation like the way that I have defined one of them. I think someone has changed the qualifiers. Oh, give me a second. I think the one that I created was deleted. That SEG someone repurposed it. Anyway, let me create a new one.
Mm-hmm.
People keep changing these things. Okay. So I will create something. I will start with the characteristics. Like quality is one of them. Stock quality. And I will make the characteristics relevancy for segmentation. This one. And stock quality, I will keep maximum 3 characters. So let's say the qualities for the stock are QC1, QC2, and QC3. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will create another attribute, which is, let's say, the country of origin. I'll create another one, and then I have to also specify the relevancy, a number of characters, country, let's say 2, and there is a currency which is coming up, 0, 2, number of characters is 2. Yeah. And then similarly, I will put the values of the country like EE, like something in the northeast, sorry, the Eastern Europe, Belarus, let's say, and then something in Asia, Sri Lanka, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the country of origin, these attributes. Now with these two attributes, I will create a segmentation structure. Segmentation structure. And then we will assign the previously created characteristics. Stock quality, and then country of origin. Fine. And then I will basically lock this entry. Unless and until I lock it, I cannot use it subsequently. So
Mm-hmm.
I have to lock it, and then if you lock it, you are not going to make any further changes, meaning it will not be possible from the system point of view to make any further changes. Now the main part is creating the segmentation strategy, SGTC. So this is where you build the relationship between the demand and supply, what I was mentioning earlier. So once you have locked that entry, it will appear here. And then you have to specify your strategy. Let's say Z FSH 001. This is your strategy, and then you will be basically creating the different combinations of the characteristics. Like for DE, only quality 1 and quality 2 are valid. So I will set up the basic combinations of the two attributes, which is quality and country of origin, in that particular manner only. So QC1 DE. So this is valid for only DE. And then for Belarus, let's say only QC2 DE, QC2 BL, and QC3 BL are valid. Okay, and then let's say for the other country, Sri Lanka, only QC3 is valid. So this is how I am defining the combination. And then this is where I define explicitly the relation. For example, let's say in here for DE, what I define is for QC1 DE, for QC1 DE, the stock will be fulfilled by QC1 DE stock only. However, if QC1 stock is not there for DE, it will look for QC2 DE stock. So this is just a very simple explanation. Okay. Likewise, for ATP for requirement to stock conversion, we can maintain similar equation or relationship between requirement and stock, meaning demand and supply. Requirement is your demand and stock is your supply. Once this is done, you will have to create a material and then you have to assign this segment in the material. So let's go to MM41. Let's create a material very quickly. So we'll create this material very quickly. I hope you are conversant about MM41 and all, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
You are already aware, yeah. So I will not spend time on that. So this organizational structure and all retail, you are absolutely aware, spending any time. So this is where we have to assign the segmentation static, what we created. And this will basically be defaulted to the logistics DC view. It will be basically applicable to the logistics DC view. And segmentation is only for DC, not for store. Okay, it will appear here. And then we have additional element, which is generally on if segmentation is enabled. So that's a part of a different topic, allocation run, but quite independent, both. But if one is enabled, the general business requirement is to enable the other one as well, but not going to discuss right now. So this is where it will appear. In the store, you do not have that segmentation. You do not have it. Okay, now we will define the default rules for segmentation determination in different application areas like purchase order in the transaction SGT underscore default. So this is the one, and then we have to do some configuration as well, otherwise it will not appear. So let's go to the purchase order, and then we'll have to go to the change mode, add new lines. Let's say for document type NB, and then combination of purchase order is 001, 0001, and then for a validity period of whatever period, meaning you can do it from any period of time. Let's say 31st of December 2025. And then there are two rules, field based or value based. Field based is a bit conceptual. Let us not go by field based right now. What is the date here coming up? This is invalid. So 12, then 31, then 2025. Yeah, exactly. So in the value based, I will make one value as default. This is kind of a hard coding. We do not do it usually. We go for the field based, but the field based explanation will take much more time. So not going into that details. So now I have a product which is assigned the segmentation. I have set up a rule for segmentation in the purchase order, and then there has to be certain configuration to enable segmentation. Anyway, that is a standard one, so that we need not do it anything. So now if I create a purchase order, but before I have to list this article, I hope you are aware of the listing concept.
Yeah.
So I will take a DC and list it. Why DC? Because segmentation is only valid
You're
for
creating a
DC.
purchase order for the DC.
Exactly. So this is, so that is where the segmentation will appear. Fine. So let's create a purchase order for DC. Okay, and then The moment I enter the DC, it will call up the segmentation. Actually, it will search for a segmentation, and then either it will determine automatically based on what I entered in the default rule for segmentation determination, or you have to enter manually, either of. So now, if I scroll, even I do not have to scroll, it will find the segmentation has been determined.
If the defaulting was not done, but it becomes a mandatory step here.
Exactly. So if you have not defaulted anything in that rule, then it will ask specifically for this field to be entered as a mandatory entry. So without entering the segmentation, you cannot set the field.
Mm.
Now, when you do the GR, then the segmentation is automatically defaulted in the GR screen as well, which will appear here. Uh, Posting period, okay. So these are some typical issues that come up on the first of every month.
Mm.
Location. I forgot to enter the storage location, the PO, so that is the reason I have to enter here. Ideally, you should enter at the PO level. And then if you have activated segmentation, customer insurance for ledgers, this is something related to finance. So this I cannot do anything. This. There are inconsistencies in the customizing settings for the ledgers for the universal journal. Journal entries are not okay. So this is something which finance team has to fix. But once I do the GR, which I can show you in a different system, 2022 system, where I have a similar setup, the segmentation will be enabled, meaning the segmentation will appear against the stock. So let me log into a different system and show you that process. Just the PO and GR.
Mm-hmm.
So get the PO created. So one of these POs should have the segmentation. Let's see, should be having. Yeah, so let's take this particular item. Exact similar settings are there, and here we have the DC as R101. That's the only difference. So let us
Mm.
create one here. Software is also different, or details is also different in this client. So purchase or 10. Yeah, so here it is defaulted as QC2DE. Save. And once we do the GR, we will be able to see the stock. There is already a segmented stock here. On top of it, some additional stock will be added. Okay, so you can see, 1D was already existing. Now what I did, I created another PO and you see 2D stock was added. So this is what I was trying to demonstrate.
Mm-hmm.
So one product will have existence in different attributes, which is the segmentation. And once you activate segmentation, by default batch is enabled. So segmentation cannot be activated without batch. Okay, so if you have activated segmentation, then 100% batch will be auto activated. There is no way to separate one from the other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is segmentation. Another particular topic which is very important, extremely important in fashion is the season management. This is the season management. So for every season, uh, for every calendar year, there will be multiple seasons depending on the geography of the particular country, and then it is extremely important for the business to determine season at sales order and purchase order respect. Okay, so uh, this season year concept is something which will be there in any fashion industry. It will be there part of any fashion industry. Now, season will be determined in the purchase order item level and in the sales order item level, and it gives the business a insight to perform any kind of analytics for the same season next year. So they will just run the reporting. So all the standard reports for open purchase order, open sales order. Let me pull up one. ME2N, ME2L, ME2 star, whatever open PORF report are all appended with season. So you can see season, yeah, season year. You will find it here. So let's put something 2024, and it will definitely pull up some data where season got determined. And if you want to determine season, the first thing is you create the rule in the season workbench, and then you why this one not suitable purchase order season here not equal to blank. No data is it? Not equal to blank. There are no season related data created here, is it? Even for VA05, do we have anything? Here we do not have. Here, let's get here. Okay, so here I do not have any data. So let's see here if anything needs to be maintained. So here the season is created, but it is for 2024. So similarly, we need to create a season for 2025. So it is still 12/31/2020. So what we need to do is we need to create the year calendar year 2025 like this, and then you have to add one season after one other. So this is the season one, which will basically be from uh, current date to the end of the season date, which might be in this case, let's say 03/31/2025, and then season one, and you keep adding the season. So 3 to 4 season per calendar year you have to add. And after season, you can optionally add collection and theme also. Collection and theme are very specific to fashion, meaning if you want, you can further classify your season into collections if the fashion organization needs it.
Hmm.
Okay, so you can have a collection like spring collection or fall collection, something like that, and the validity period will be exactly the same as that of the season or less than equal to. It should be within that range. So your season range is let's say 8 weeks. So in that 8 weeks, your collection can span for the entire uh, duration as that of the season exactly, or it might be for a shorter duration. But it should not exceed. That's the point. So let us put 33 up. Fine. That's fine. And then this is collection one. And then you can also add a theme under it. You can also add a theme under collection. Theme is like party wear.
Rakadotto, Rakadotto, Rakadotto.
The theme is, let's say, party wear.
All the articles that is created for this particular season will be assigned to this whatever
Yeah, you can do
collection
that.
or
Yeah,
Hmm.
you can do that assignment. So I can do it from here. Once I save it, then let's say I will have the determination criteria. Let's say for the particular purchase org, we are using this particular vendor here, and then your date will also need to match exactly with the duration. Okay, 2025, and this is the delivery date of the line items of the purchase order, and then it should also be within the creation date. Okay, so let us enter these, and then we can assign any material, any existing material we can assign the season,
What is the
like the
purpose
one
of
that we
assigning the
did.
vendor here? Um, because if
It is
if I'm
not
having
mandatory. It is not mandatory. Yeah, you can keep it out. So you can make it vendor specific or independent of the vendor. Either way, if I want
Mhm.
three, I'm assigning. So once you assign it, you can assign based on different mark criteria as well, and you can also unassign from the same screen. Now, once this is done, it will be reflecting in the product article master. So if you go to MM42 3513, it should reflect in the basic data 2 view. See,
Hmm.
and now if the configuration is correctly set up, then it will determine the season in the item level. Otherwise, not. I don't know if the configuration is properly set up or not. I hope so. Or else needs to be checked. 3513. And it equally applies for DC or store. There is nothing specific restriction on DC or store, so it will appear equal. So let's see if it is determined. It is supposed to see, this is where it will appear at the item
Okay,
level.
so if you put any other article which is not assigned to this season, it
No, it
will
will not.
this information
No,
will not be there.
yeah. So It will exactly. So it will check on the validity period. Both your creation validity and the delivery validity should be exactly same as that of what you have entered in the season management workbench. Okay, and then there are corresponding configuration, and then the season has to be assigned to the article master. So once all the criteria are fulfilled, season will be determined in the item level, and then if you access any reporting, like I was mentioning ME2ML, whatever other you have, and then let's say business wants to see for 2025 season 1, what is the value. So it will fetch those data. So if I tell LV grid, it will be visible in a more meaningful manner.
তোমাদের
LV,
ভেতরে পেটে পেটে
okay. So you can put as many number of filter criteria as you want. Then you execute and you will get the season details. So whatever purchase orders created in that period will all appear, and then they can do the analytics based on whatever other parameter they want to decide. And then similarly in the sales side, you have the season in the filter criteria. So they will do the season relevant data retrieval, and then they will basically compare the details, and for the next season, next year same season, they will arrive at a conclusion that how much target sales they will have, and against that how much
Purchase has
quantity
been
they
happened.
can plan to procure. So this kind of decision making they can do for the next year based on the comparative analysis of season wise sales versus procurement. So this is business reporting where it plays an immense role for fashion. Okay, and so these two are
And
very important topics.
one article can be assigned to only one season.
At a time, yeah. Otherwise, it will give you ambiguous result, right? So what is the point? You can, if the season, if the article is continuing for multiple seasons, then someone has to change it. They have to make the uh, change in the article master, meaning they have to unassign the last season, and then it has to be reassigned to the current season, and so on. Or there should be a season created which should be classified under all season, and then the articles which are selling throughout the year should be assigned that particular season.
Yeah, it's clear.
So yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I have been working
Now,
with this seasons, but in retail we don't have seasons concept, so we get interfaced from AFS all the season, and we also have reports here in our system. But
yeah,
this is
exactly.
setup, I understand. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So season and segmentation are very important topics in fashion. So I thought of doing a quick overview of these to you. And then there are also important topics like value-added services. So this is also there in AFS, and similar concept holds good in S4 fashion as well. So value-added services are basically the supplementary logistic services or the additional services, which sometimes applies to the vendor and can equally apply to the customer as well. So any kind of extra services that is being asked to the vendor. Let's talk about the procurement side, uh, adding to extra buttons in the shirt, then adding the QR code instruction in the shirt. So these are some simple requests that are made to the vendor, and the vendor will oblige them. So in the purchase order, there will be an additional item which doesn't appear in the sub item in the purchase order. By the way, it comes in a different section altogether. It comes in a different section altogether. So the value added service will appear, and in some cases, the value added service may also be chargeable. In most of the cases, it can be free, and then in many cases, it can be also chargeable. So if it is chargeable, then it will have a cost element associated with the PO, which will reflect in the conditions of the item level in the PO. Okay. Right now, I do not have any value-added service example here. I would, or else I would have shown you. So this is another very important concept. And then we have a concept called. You are from MM background or SD background? So That's what I wanted to know.
Retail, I'm working on retail, no? So MM and SD both I have
No,
understood.
there is a problem when it comes to fashion, because in
Mm.
fashion you have a clear demarcation between MM and SD. In
Yeah,
retail,
I
yes,
don't
you
have
can
a
have.
core
Uh,
SD understanding, basic
uh,
SD understanding, which is required for retail. I have with the customer master, site master, all these things. I have knowledge and how the pricing procedure is getting picked. All this I have understanding. Apart from different type of sales contracts, sales, that all I am not aware too much. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So uh, I don't know how you want to take it, because without the standard concepts of SD, it is a bit difficult to understand the fashion part of the SD. Anyway, but
Fashion part of
that's up
SD
to
is
you.
not my expectation also.
Oh, then that is, if it is only MM, then yes, fine. That we can
Mm.
customize for the MM part. So that is not a problem at all. Only the fashion part of MM part of fashion. Yeah. So what I was trying to mention here was the value-added service. Yeah, value-added service will equally apply in the PO and ISO. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
then there are few other important areas in the uh, management, like distribution curve. So distribution curve is like you enter a quantity against the generic article, and then what you have to do once the generic article explodes in the PO, you have to enter the line item wise quantity for the variant, right?
Mm-hmm.
The purchase order, you have seen, the you enter the generic
Yeah.
and then the quantity 100 against it. So it will default a dialog box where variant wise you have to distribute that quantity, right?
Mm. Yeah.
So now that can be done automatic by the process called distribution curve.
Okay.
Okay, so
Mm.
this is also quite helpful in fashion. And then we also have something called application variants, like it is a subset of distribution curve actually, meaning let's say some of the variants of your generic article are not going to be used anymore. So you want to suppress them appearing in the PO and SO. So that is application variant. Okay. And then we have allocation run. So allocation run is a predominantly SD topic. I will give you some overview of it, because allocation run, it is good to be aware of it. So all the sales order needs to be explicitly assigned against a particular stock, and this is over
Mm.
and above to your standard ATP check in sales order.
Mm.
So this is a very core topic in fashion, but predominantly in the SD side, sales and distribution side. So all the fashion SD consultants, you will see, they will be working with the allocation run. So in AFS, it is much more complicated than S4. S4, it has been simplified to some extent. So the programs that used to be there in AFS has gone major modification, if not complete replacement. So we'll touch base on that topic as well, because it is a key area. Although it is in SD area, we will just see a simple run how it is happening, just to give you an overview. So the course content for fashion if it has not been shared with you, I will ask someone from Expertsoft to share it with you,
Yeah,
and
it
then you
is
can
shared.
go
It is
through it.
shared. I have opened it in my screen now.
Okay. The part or the entire part? So there are
The
two.
entire part
Yeah,
actually.
entire part. No, that is not the one then. So it will be, there is a course content only for the fashion part. That's what will be shared with you.
Hmm.
So uh, the topics will be covered exactly in the same manner. Like I'll be explaining the transactional flow, the configuration, and I will also share the document on that particular topic. And that's how I will go about it. So you can think about it and then let experts of team know, and then we can schedule sessions accordingly if you are interested. So that's all
Sure,
from
sure.
my side.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay then. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you, Rajesh, for your time.
Yeah.